Hi, my name's Kyle, and today I'm going to show you my van right here, the Bed Barn Buggy. I bought it from a old furniture store called the Bed Barn, thus the Bed Barn Buggy on it. That was called the Bed Barn. So when they closed down, they were liquidating it, selling all of their supplies that they had. So I ended up buying this for a pretty cheap price. It's nicknamed, excuse me, it's nicknamed Beggy because when you open the door, it's going to see spell B-E-D-G-G-Y. So here, let's take a look. So this is the inside of the van. I am not a construction worker by any means. I don't have any actual training in how to build stuff. So this was all pretty much on the fly. So none of it's going to be as efficient as a lot of other channels on YouTube. So if you look, my corner of the floor doesn't actually meet the corner of the van. And with it, there are still rust spots in here because I don't live in my van full time. I take this traveling places and go to festivals. So this is really just meant to kind of be a safe haven when I'm on the road. So to build the floors, what I did was I put in, I believe it was 3/4 inch by 1/4 inch pieces of wood right along the rivets in here, and then used 3/4 inch insulation, and I used a foam board on here because when evaluating different types of foams to insulate your van, if you use a spray foam in here, it can't be removed, while if you use the fiber ones, the pink ones, they're just a lot harder to work with, and since I don't have any type of skill in construction work, I wanted to take the easiest method possible. So when I put these in here, I put the 3/4 inch pieces in between the rest of it, so that way they stood up the same length as the pieces of wood. I then nailed a large piece of wood right down here in the center, and then one in the back. And then on top of that, I put these panels right here. I had them in the garage of the house, so they just helped make it look nice. Okay, so on the walls in here, I used the same bits of insulation. When I chopped them up, I used about 1 foot paneling because the van naturally curves in this bow shape. So this way, when I put them in the 1 foot segments, it went with it a lot more, because if you tried to put a whole 3 foot section up and then glue it to the wall with an adhesive, it would just come right back off. So on top of the insulation that I have, I put this radiant barrier right here. Now a lot of people swear by this as using the insulation in their van, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Radiant barriers are meant to capture the heat that's in the air and then reflect it back because it's a radiant barrier. So this is good to use on the outside of it. If anyone is to build off of this type of design that I have in the van and you want to put in wooden walls, I would recommend leaving a gap space in between the rivets here, because these only work when you have about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. Look at the packaging, it'll tell you. So instead of putting up walls, because I am cheap and lazy and inexperienced, I just have different tapestries hanging up around the van to help complete the colors on the inside. Along with it, here in the back, I have curtains that I hung on magnetic bar clips, so that way I can close the windows and get some peace and quiet at night when I'm trying to go to bed. And then here under the bed, which I put on a 3/4 piece of wood. This mattress has no springs, it's from an old futon. So under here, I keep a backpack for my extra supplies, extra tents, hammocks, and then typically when I'm traveling, I have totes over here with my clothing and extra food, because between these 3 pouches right here, I'm usually able to get all of the canned food I need, and then I put all of my actual food right here in the cooler. Along with it, for cooking, since you don't see an actual physical setup, what I have is a little 2-burner Coleman stove hidden right under here at the bottom of the bookshelf that I just pull out here in the middle, or if I'm camped somewhere with a table, I go over and use the table to cook my food. Along with it, behind the seat right here, I have a curtain. It's not a full blackout curtain because I couldn't find anything like that, but this does a great job of keeping the light out. It creates a separation. And along with it, when I park the van in big cities, I don't like people being able to look right in through the front and knowing that I have a bed and the rest of my belongings in here. So I slide this up in the back whenever I park my van to stop people from being able to see in. Along with it, I keep extra folding seats right here and a fire extinguisher in case anything does happen, because if you're cooking in a van and it's made of plastic, things burn and melt. Along with it, up here in the roof, I have, what is the fan called? It was a really silly name. It was like Great Fan. Do you remember the name?
Nah.
Okay. This spinning latch right up here, which increases the height, and then this draws off of a battery, which I have the wiring run down to here, and I keep the batteries up here in the top one. Now, the golf cart battery that I run it off of for the main isn't charged right now, so I can't plug that in, but I have this jump start battery, which runs off of regular AC/DC current, so you can plug it in when you're at a campsite or a house you're staying at to charge it, so that way this gets powered up. And then in the back is a cigarette lighter, which I have an adapter for here, so I can plug the fan into this right here to get a nice breeze going if I ever have my main battery for it die. Along with it, this is nice because if the van ever goes bad, I have a way to jump start it immediately. Okay, so here at the back, what I have is this setup where I have a 3-drawer container. I keep random stuff here. I have cooking utensils, just different odd things for the van here at the bottom, like matches and a knife. In the middle, I usually have more instruments. At the moment, I just have some drumsticks and a drum pad, but I'll occasionally keep guitar strings, things like that. And then at the top, I put extra blankets. On the side, I can't open it because I have the the bike rack in right now. But you can take a look to see that I've squeezed the tire for the spare right there into the side of the door, so it's right on the edge of the bed, and it gives you a nice spot when you're sleeping to rest like your cell phone or your glasses, just so when you wake up it's right there on the side. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed my van build, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below so that way I know what you like the most, and share it with all your friends. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got lots more information coming out. Thank you so much for watching.